SCP-5893 Ignitive Stygimolochs. Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures SCP-5893-1 to SCP-5893-22 are to be kept in a 2 square kilometer forested enclosure in Area 5893. The enclosure must not be roofed or floored. Footnote 1. This prevents SCP-5893 specimens from becoming stressed or agitated due to unfamiliar surroundings or feelings of imprisonment, and must be surrounded by tungsten carbide walls, which are 2 meters tall and 1 meter thick. Additionally, 5 meter wide fire breaks are to be positioned along the edges of the enclosure. SCP-5893 instances are to not be provoked or stressed under any circumstances. When approaching an SCP-5893 specimen, no loud sounds, abrupt movements, or threatening gestures are to be made. In the case of a containment breach, a collaborative task force consisting of 25 total members of Mobile Task Force Epsilon 9, Fire Breathers, and Mobile Task Force Phi-2, Clever Girls, designated CTF Psi-29, Pyroraptors, is to be deployed. This squadron, specialized in dealing with prehistoric anomalies in high-temperature environments, is tasked with the sedation and recapturing of SCP-5893 specimens by the use of xylazine. Footnote 2. Analog used for sedation, anesthesia, muscle relaxation, and analgesia. No specimens are to be neutralized during these operations. Description: SCP-5893 is a herd of specimens that closely resembles the species Stygimolochs spinifer. Footnote 3. Meaning Demon of Styx River. Although being similar from a skeletal level, SCP-5893 instances possess several biological differences and properties which divide them from the latter. The herd consists of 5 male and 17 female specimens. SCP-5893 instances are designated from SCP-5893-1 to SCP-5893-22 respectively. SCP-5893 specimens are bipedal ornithischian dinosaurs. Footnote 4. Bird-hipped. Of the clade Pachycephalosauria. Footnote 5. Meaning thick-headed lizard. SCP-5893 specimens are herbivores. SCP-5893 instances have an average lifespan of 25 years and have an average height of 1 meters, an approximate length of 2.5 to 3.3 meters, and a mass of 90 to 110 kilograms. The hatching period for SCP-5893 specimens is between 6 to 8 months. Although normally peaceful, SCP-5893 specimens can ignite their bodies without the use of incendiary compounds or chemicals to reach temperatures of up to 3,500 degrees Celsius when they are threatened or stressed. SCP-5893 specimens primarily employ this property as a self-defense mechanism, although they have been seen to engage in aggressive behavior against their attackers in rare instances. Upon cooling, SCP-5893 instances release very high levels of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere through the use of special tube-like organs. These organs are located in 2 rows of 5 throughout their back. SCP-5893 specimens are not affected on a respiratory or dermatological level by any of these properties, nor are they harmed by smoke inhalation or burns caused by outside factors. The majority of SCP-5893 fossils have been unearthed in Hells Creek, Montana, with more small pockets of fossils appearing in varied zones leading up to Ennis, Montana. This discovery would indicate migratory behavior from the SCP-5893 herd. Note: it is not yet understood how the SCP-5893 herd was able to survive the mass extinction which took place in the Cretaceous period. However, Foundation paleontologists have theorized that the heat manipulation properties present in SCP-5893 specimens would have allowed them to survive the initial blast, as well as maintain body heat during the subsequent Ice Age. Discovery: the herd of SCP-5893 specimens was discovered in the town of Ennis, Montana, United States, after the former suffered a massive fire that destroyed most of the community. Foundation operatives initiated vigilance of the town after reports of lizard-like horned creatures surfaced from members of the community as an explanation for the fire. After 5 days of monitoring, the herd of SCP-5893 instances was located, captured, and subsequently transported to Area 5893. A disinformation campaign describing the event as a fire caused by faulty wiring at the local library was launched. Additionally, all witnesses were administered Class C amnestics. Addendum 5893-1. The following diary was recovered from 11-year-old Timothy Piers after it was discovered to contain information about the SCP-5893 herd. Below are all of the entries detailing encounters with SCP-5893 instances. 15th of March, 2010. Today I woke up at 7 a.m. It was a sunny day. I went to look out my window like usual when I saw something terrifying. It was this huge lizard with horns and big spikes coming out of its back. I was shocked, so I just stood there looking. It ran away before I could tell anyone what had happened. I've heard stories though. In many books, a lot of demons are mentioned. This has to have been a demon. I mean, what else could it be? It's definitely not some animal. Plus, it's got horns, spikes, and is red. That is basically every demon ever. I'll ask my parents if they have heard about any demons here in town. Maybe there's some old story about it. Apart from that, not much else happened during the day. 16th of March, 2010. I asked my parents and some friends if they knew about the Demon of Ennis or something similar. No one had a clue what I was talking about. Seems there aren't any stories. Did I imagine it? I mean, it was a Saturday morning and I didn't sleep very well, so it could have just been a dream, right? It felt so real though. I don't think it was a dream. Maybe someone else knows something. I could go look for a book with stories somewhere. 20th of March, 2010. I saw it again. This time it was in the woods near my house. I was walking home from school and I heard some noises in the bushes. I went to check it out and there it was. I got a better look this time and it is extremely weird. It's like a big lizard with horns and like exhaust pipes coming out of its back. It was just standing there, not moving at all, just like me. I was also frozen in shock. It also made a sound. Sounded like a cow maybe? Aren't cows often a representation of demons? Or are those goats? Either way, at least I know it's real for sure. It was like 3 p.m. I wasn't sleepy at all. I think the best place to go if I want to find a story about demons is at the library. I'll go there tomorrow. Also, the teacher gave us a ton of homework. I've got like 15 things I gotta do and I still need to get info about the demon. I'll do some work tomorrow after the library, I guess. 21st of March, 2010. I went to the library and looked for all the legends and myths I could find. I couldn't find anything. I found a bunch of other interesting things though, learned about Montana's history, a bunch of disasters too, mostly reports of massive fires hitting Montana throughout the years. I know it's not related to demons, but I found it pretty interesting. Anyways, I asked the lady who works at the library if there are any reports or books on a horned lizard demon that lives near this town. She had no clue what I was talking about, but she took me back to the mythology section to see if I could find anything. I had already been there, so I didn't really find any new information. Okay, I know it's late, but I was about to go to sleep when I thought of this. Demons are related to all that fire stuff, right? And burning things? Maybe the fires have something to do with the demon. What if it's like a fire demon? I know the fires were in other parts of Montana, but what if it moves around? I don't know. I just can't stop thinking about it. 27th of March, 2010. Today I went to visit my grandma. My mom took me to help her out with some work. I helped her clean her yard and house. Anyways, what happened was that while I was cleaning some shelves, I saw a bunch of old books. The library didn't help, so maybe this could. I took one of the books and I went through the pages, couldn't really find anything. There were some mythology books, but it was the same stuff I saw at the library, with no new stories or info. I found some paleontology books though. They seemed interesting, so I read a bit. I found a dinosaur that sounds kinda cool. It's named Stygimoloch or something like that. I can't remember that well. Thing is, the name apparently means Demon of Styx River, and it was found in Hell's Creek, which isn't that far away from here. I know dinosaurs are extinct and all, but what a coincidence, right? I specifically found a devil dino after seeing a real demon. Quick note too, imagine the heat you would feel if you got hit by a meteor. A giant flaming space rock coming down and striking the ground. The shockwave would be insane. Just the thought of it gives me shivers. 31st of March, 2010. I saw the demon again. It seems to stay near the edge of the forest. I was too scared to get near, but I learned some things about it. It lives, or is currently staying, near the edge of the forest to the east of the town. It's fast. I saw it run away while I was looking at it, and it cleared a lot of ground in very little time. It can change size. Actually, I'm not really sure if it actually changed size, but it looked smaller than last time. That's all I learned. Looking at it now, it's not much, but at least it's something. Last thing. I finally finished all that homework we had. I can just focus on the demon now. 6th of April, 2010. This demon doesn't seem to want to hurt us. It's been staying peacefully near the forest and hasn't tried to drag anyone into hell or something like that. Should I try to get close to it? Let it see me? Maybe it'll speak to me, who knows? I'm still kind of scared of it, but it hasn't tried to hurt me or anyone, so maybe it's good. Can demons even be good? Note: as of April 15th, 2010, no more pages from Timothy Pierce's diary have been recovered. See Addendum 5893, 2. Addendum 5893, 2. A total of 5 pages from Timothy Pierce's diary detailing 3 days' worth of information and encounters with SCP-5893 specimens have been recovered from his family after they were tracked down and detained by Foundation operatives posing as traffic police. The whole family has been administered Class C amnestics and released back into the public. No other pages apart from the following have been recovered or have been found to contain information regarding the SCP-5893 herd. 10th of April, 2010. Today I went to a restaurant with my family. We ate some tasty food and we decided to sit near the corner of the place. I could see the forest through the window. I was looking through the window when I saw it, deep in the forest. I only got a quick glimpse before it left, but it looked bigger. Maybe it had eaten something? I'm not sure how it got bigger so quickly. Anyway, I think it may have seen me. It was looking towards the restaurant at least. If it was going to attack the town, it probably would have done it a long time ago, so I think it's peaceful. I've decided I'm going to go into the forest and find it. This time, I'll get close to it. 11th of April, 2010. I asked my parents if I could go to the forest to try to look for animals. I know it's a lie, but imagine how they would react if I told them I was demon hunting. They said no, though. I don't think I'll be able to see the demon if they won't let me go into the forest. I have to come up with a plan. I just snuck out of the house with a lantern and my diary to take notes if the demon tells me anything. I'm writing this as I'm going to see it. I made sure to be as quiet as possible, but when I closed the door, I think I heard a door upstairs open. Hopefully, my parents didn't hear anything. I've searched the whole forest. I went through the back of my house to where I lost the demon, but I can't find it. I'm thinking of giving up. It's late. I'll go back to my home. I'm just not finding anything. I was walking back home when I passed a place where I had seen the demon a few days and, this time, I managed to find it. I was getting close to it very slowly. I didn't want to make it angry. I tried to speak to the demon, but it just stood there, like it was inspecting me. Then out of nowhere, my dad came running to me. He was yelling my name. He saw my light and heard me going out, so he went running after me. He reached where we were and he just stood there in shock. He looked at the demon and screamed. The demon roared. All of a sudden it burst on fire and started running away from us, towards the town. Then, out of the forest came running a ton of them. There were about 20 I could count. They all burst into flames as well. I nearly went blind. They all ran after the first one. It was like a stampede. Was it a horde all along? We just stood there for a second, trying to process what had happened before running back into town. I could see the lights. The demons were already in, and the whole town was on fire. People were screaming, and I and my dad went running to our house. My mom and sister were outside. They were also in shock at what they were seeing. My dad told my mom what was happening and told her to get her things. We had to leave town quickly before the fire got to us. I managed to rip a few pages from my diary and grab what was in my backpack, and got in the car just as one of the demons ran headfirst into my house and it started to burn. I'm writing this while my dad drives the car. I don't know where we're going, but it'll be some time before we come back. The whole town is destroyed. Do they know? My dad's been silent this whole drive. He hasn't even looked back at me or talked to my mom. Does he know? Does he think it was my fault for sneaking out? Or is it his fault for making the horde of demons angry? What even were they? I don't know. Will I ever know? Were they actually demons? Do they have anything to do with the fires? Did they cause the huge fires all across Montana? Should I have told someone about it? Maybe it could have prevented this. I'm looking back at the town. The trees are burning. The fire is spreading. Soon, the forest will be red. I just hope everyone made it out alive. Thank you for listening to SCP-5893, Ignitive Stygimolochs by Phantom 8. If you enjoyed this SCP, please like and subscribe, and follow the link in the description to the SCP Wiki, and vote up the article to support the author and the SCP Wiki as a whole.